I want to make a change, but where do I even start? As we uncover the answer to that question, you'll learn the genius methods that changed my life and made making a transformation so easy that I didn't need motivation. And that's not all. We're gonna put a spotlight on the sneaky obstacles that make you not just fail, but also doubt yourself if you'll ever make it. Nothing affects your progress badly other than these two misconceptions. First, a lot of people don't even understand the value of their goals. What I mean is, when someone opens up their Instagram homepage and sees some random dude flexing his sports car that you ironically dream of every day, right after it there is another guy with the same car, but it's a fancier model. The problem is when this compounds day after day, it unconsciously teaches you that your goal is very reachable, and the problem is entirely in you, not in the difficulty of the goal. So, before we move on to anything else, we need to understand that it's really hard. It takes time, the process is not fun, and that's what makes it special. Otherwise, everybody would have massive biceps and walking around while wearing the most expensive jewelry. It's only preserved for the one who will endure the struggles that leads to that luxury. Second, people simply are too lazy to actually work for their goal. For example, someone wants to finally hit the gym after months and years of procrastination. What's more probably going to happen first? Him actually going to the gym or watching dozens of YouTube videos about working out in an excuse of lack of knowledge? When our brain does its best to make us stay at easy mode all the time, our actions that are in purpose to make a change in our lives usually start useless. From people wasting time watching motivational videos about how to get a fit body or how to start a business or how to improve a relationship, but never take actual actions that actually leads to a result. But no matter how many distractions there are and how much failures that happens, there is a path you could take that needs from you some effort and patience. In fact, it's a couple of healthy, simple lifestyle practices that I'm gonna share with you may have been missing out on. In the journey to change our life, it's often misunderstood what holds back people. Is it their upbringings or lifestyle, or they just suck? You can change your life if you're not starting off with the right mindset. And I'm not talking about what you usually hear: discipline, consistency, grinding mindset, etc. Most of people that are stuck in a bad place and able to progress are struggling with self-love and their picture about themselves. And it may go unnoticed. You probably would say that actually you love yourself and have no problem in that aspect. Then I would ask you, where does that show? Is it your physique? Is it your highly productive day and crazy work ethic to give yourself the best life ever? Self-love is not just a feeling. It's actions destined to benefit your own good for long-term mainly and short-term secondly. So to start changing your life, this is the mindset I want to follow from now on. And I'm gonna show you the way to start taking those actions using very effective methods that works for me later in the video. So now we know that self-love is the most important component to change our lives. But what is the second most important component? One of the biggest problems I faced years ago is feeling purposeless, which is your quick way to depression. So we definitely need to set a clear purpose, but we need to make sure we set it in the right way. And that could be career-wise or relationship-wise or academic, etc. Working on different aspects of your life and setting goals gives a sense of purpose, a sense of a desire for tomorrow, a reason to wake up in the morning. Now, as an actionable step to set a clear purpose for yourself, you need to reflect. Close your eyes and think of something. Something that brings back memories. Something that brought you the most joy. Something that makes you lose track of time when you do it. No matter what it is, a sport, a hobby, or work. You have to identify what it is, and you need to base that purpose on your enjoyments, because this should be the ultimate purpose. Once you identify that, you need to bring that purpose to life, and thus through taking the first actions towards it. But you have to take them the correct way, and that starts with taking your large goals and breaking it down to manageable milestones. Now, to bring them to reality, you need to write them down, and lastly, but most importantly, correctly integrating them into your daily life, making your day serve that certain goal, from habits to time management, because it's not always what you do while working, it's what you do when you're not. And I understand that it's easy to say take small steps than actually doing it. But what makes it hard is not because you chose the wrong passion or you're not capable. In fact, it's because of the distractions that exist in our lives: social media, music, games. And I'm not going to encourage you, like a lot of people recently, to cut off any of them entirely, because that's obviously unrealistic. Instead, the only realistic way to go about it is limit these distractions. If we take social media as an example, you're probably using multiple apps. Let's say you use YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. You're going to start in the first week by eliminating the least used app. For the second week, restrict how much time you spend on one of the apps, and repeat week 1 and 2 again, until you left out with using one app for a limited amount of time, to make use of your time for more useful things. And not just that, the clarity you'll gain from lowering your daily social media intake will impact you heavily, from being present with people to finding joy in the little things instead of only associating fun with a 3-hour scroll. Since we have enough free time away from distractions and ready to take the first step, we need first to manage our time the right way, and second, make up for the fun we eliminated by removing all the distractions, or otherwise the progress will be little to nothing. Fortunately, we can achieve both needs only using one simple method that you can apply right now and take productivity to the next level, and it's called dopamine loading. Basically, to break it down for you, let's say you set your goals and you're working towards graduation, towards getting your dream physique, and learning how to play a guitar. Supposedly, in your to-do list, the tasks that are related to these goals are the hardest. So what you should do to get them done? The answer is doing them first. No other tasks, no distractions, no high dopamine triggers. Get your workout and your homework and you'll listen first thing in the day. And that's where the name of the method comes from, dopamine loading. You've been loading up this dopamine until finishing all the important tasks in your day. Unlike this, you avoid procrastination. Instead of you taking your 10-minute rest mid-work that becomes later 40 minutes and feels shame and guilt, using this method, you will end the day fulfilled after getting the hardest part of your day out of the way, and being left out to relax and recover for another one. Now that we got our mindset right, we'll move on to the next thing, which is not really overlooked, but rather overcomplicated. But when it's treated with simplicity and grace, it can drastically change your life and your picture about yourself, which is working out or playing any sport in general. But I'll take weightlifting because it's the most common. Today we're gonna throw all the long talk in the trash about how to get jacked or lose weight. This is all you need to know, so no reason to keep wasting time with all the fitness videos. Now grab your notes and let's go. First of all, if you want to get jacked and you're skinny, go on Google and write TDEE calculator. Write on the website your age, height, weight, and how often you work out, and it will give you how many calories you need to bulk. Use any app or website to count your calories and do your best to stay away from fast food. Now to lose weight, go to the same calculator and find your cutting calories. Make most of your meals veggies friendly to feel full without eating too much calories. Now, the gym part, you should go between 2 to 4 days a week as a beginner, but just make sure to leave room for rest days. Ask people in the gym to show you exercises or look up exercises for the muscles you want to hit. And that's it. As you progress, make sure to keep learning, and most importantly, do not overthink it. You see, you can get your mindset right. You can work on your physique regularly and correctly, and also use the tips and methods I showed you. But all this can still crumble and not help you reach your full potential. And that's because of a problem a lot of us face when trying to make a change in our lives, which stop our journey in our very first steps, and most of us ignores it. It's going all out. What I mean is, using all the motivation you get from your ambitions in the wrong way. Let's say you put as a goal to graduate with a high mark, and with all the motivation that rushes in, you try to go through a whole book, or basically going beyond your limits. When you're used to barely studying to fall on hard mode, you're just going to gas out. And not just that, but also this is going to bring your desire low, because instead of you building it up, you decided to just waste it on a moment of motivation. I said this and I'm going to say it again. Starting small is essential, and embracing not having enough discipline to eventually get it is crucial. It's easy to be harsh on yourself. It's a defensive mechanism from your brain to avoid pressure. And your job is to feed your brain little by little until you're capable of taking the next step. One last thing, which is the most important to make your progress last. In other words, to make your work actually matter. It's a simple mindset shift. When you finally start working out and going to the gym regularly and always on point with your diet for the first few weeks, and then someday you decided to have your cheat day and you eat so much that you waste your work for the last week and you feel like a failure and being fit is not meant for you, then you drag that negativity into your next day, and days goes on like that until you decide to give up. Here is when you need to learn that failure is not failure. No country made it out without surviving wars. No scientist invented something before messing up his theory multiple times. And the examples goes on and on. Failure is a lesson, is a chance to be better, is an opportunity to fix a weakness within you. So get ready to mess up, and also get ready to learn from it. Remember that and take action. Subscribe if you learned something useful, and catch you later.